Hello, everyone. We're just gonna wait for a couple more people to join in. This is being recorded if you missed some of it. I got a really good presentation for you guys tonight. I'm gonna share my screen now. Screen 2. All right. Hopefully y'all can see that. You can type in the chats if you'd like. I can answer questions throughout the video. As a reminder, if this is being recorded, so if you missed some of it, you could always go back in the Wealth Squad University to view it. All right, how is everyone? So today we're gonna be talking about beating inflation with sneakers. Kind of a odd way to beat inflation, but a way nonetheless, right? If you looked at the Wealth Squad Instagram post for yesterday or not, that's fine. Let's look through here. It talked about inflation. Okay, what are we up against, right? Inflation is at 5%. At the, I guess in May it was at 5%, right? So that means we as consumers lose 5% of our purchasing power every year at this rate, if it continues at this rate. If you have $1,000 and you wait a year, if you sit it in the mattress or a savings account, checking account, the interest is so minimal it doesn't even really matter, but you'll still have $1,000, right? But it will hold a purchasing power of $950. So your money does fall in value, but that basically means everything around us rises in value. So maybe your money doesn't fall in value, it stays the same. At that rate, everything around us will rise in value, right? 5% price, bread, gasoline, tires, a new car, stuff like that. Everything we normally buy will rise 5%, meaning our money is now worth less than it was. The goal of this video will be to try and combat inflation while being risk adverse, right? We don't want to put out all of our money to try and beat a measly 5% inflation. We want to be smart with it. So how could we combat inflation, right? Investing in a business or in assets is the only way to combat inflation. That's the truth. Homes have grown 13.2% the last year. This is from Zillow, and they aim to grow 15% more in the next year, right? So the homes aren't going to get cheaper. Stock market has grown 39% in the last year, even counting COVID, but doubling from the size of March 2020, which is right down here. March 23rd, 2020 compared to now, the market has doubled. So what can you do in this environment, right? Assets are expensive. Homes are the most expensive they've ever been, right? They've gone from 150 back in 2012 to approaching 3.5. The forecast brings them at 329 next year. So what can we do to combat this, right? We can invest in assets outside of these two, right? Stock market's doubled in the last year, or 39% last year, doubled from March lows, and homes have grown 25%, and are supposed to 13% the last year, 15% next year. You can find stocks that are undervalued in the current environment or real estate deals that make sense, but you got to work with your strengths, right? You don't want to go out on a limb purchasing a real estate deal when you don't know how to invest in real estate, or you don't want to invest in a whole bunch of money in Apple if you can't afford to lose it, or you haven't really looked into Apple lately. I'm looking in these things, right? Like I'm looking in stocks, I'm investing in stocks. I got some Alibaba, I got some other things here and there. And I'm also looking in to get into real estate soon. But I'm also at that current time when I'm looking for good prices in those areas, I'm looking in sneakers. Okay, it's just another asset class to me. I'm looking to invest in sneakers, right? Let's dive into more about what I mean when I say investing in sneakers. Sneaker investing. So sneakers all around, a lot of them rise in value, right? Simply due to supply and demand. Think if you have, an in-demand product with a large supply, and over time the supply falls with demand falling less than supply. So let's say you have a light bulb, you have 10,000 light bulbs, supplies at a constant, or let's say, supplies at a constant 200 a month or something, or 100 a week. Over time the supply falls, but demand stays the same. Or maybe let's say demand falls 10 a week or one a week, right? Eventually the supply is gonna almost dry up with demand still there. Demand will still be present. At that point, the price of your light bulb will rise in value. If not, you're charging, then the secondary market will, right? If you're charging $1, Amazon's gonna be charging 3 or 4 because you're gonna be sold out. Let's look at some widely released sneakers released around this time last year and compare them to the prices now, right? You ready for this? This is took a lot of time, but it's well worth it. It's a very detailed infographic that I put together for you tonight. So Jordan 1s. Both these Jordan 1s released in May, June, and August, right? They haven't done much. And this is how I compared the price. Ready? So these are called Royal Toes. Royal Toe Jordan 1. I looked these up on StockX, okay? And I compared size 12. Everything in here is gonna be size 12 because I say invest in or get sizes 11 through 13. So I just found the middle of that. So size 12, lowest price 1 month after release. So size 12, lowest price 1 month after release. And we got, no, that's release was 9th of May. So we go and we see 265, May 16th. It's lowest price. And then we compare it to the price right now. This is the lowest you could buy it for, right? Automatically, right? If you have a bid, you're gonna have to wait until someone fills that bid if they do. But if you want the lowest price right now, you're gonna have to buy it for 338. So 265 to 338, we have a 27.5% return in a year, or May to now, last May to now. Then we have the tie-dye ones, and they haven't done much, right? Size 12W, which is still one of the best performing sizes. High sizes in women's shoes even, they also do well, right? 339 at release day or 1 month after release day, now 322, down 5%. Now these have done terribly, right? Down 20% of a Jordan 1. Now sitting at break even for people buying ones, right? If you're buying a Jordan 1 for 170, if you pay tax on that, then if you sell in StockX for 210, you lose money, right? After tax, I pay 185, and StockX has 11, 12, 13% fees, so I'm out of luck. So this is just telling you, consider what you invest in with Jordan 1s, right? It's not a very good place to put your money in recently within the last year. It may change, it may not. Jordan 3s, right? I skipped Jordan 2. Why? Because Jordan 2s are really out of circulation recently, and you should just forget about them, right? They're not present anymore, at least until the off-white ones come out, off-white 2s. Jordan 3s, these released 8, 8, and 10. So these are laser orange 3s. They look good, right? And I would compare these to the Racer Blue 3s coming out, which I'll show you later. And these increased by 16.5% from 296 to 345. This is high size. In women's shoes, highest sizes do best. And this increased 11.2 and 8.7. So meh returns, right? Like that's the stock market did better than that. Terrible, or all around, not very good, not very good. Jordan 4s. These all released on the same day, 20th of May, back last year. It wasn't a real release. It was more like we just set out pairs, and it was an informal release, I think. But look at these price increases, right? The metallic reds doubled in value, size 12. Metallic purples grew 76%, orange 61, green 96. All sitting, the metallic purples sitting around retail prices, right? Like that's break even if you're buying for 190, 200. Now sitting at 400. Like that's insane. Fours may be the way to go, right? So watch out for those. May 20th last year, you put your money in these shoes, double them within a year. Outpace the stock market easily. So I skipped Jordan 4. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did not skip Jordan 4, not yet. I skipped another Jordan later. I got confused. But Jordan 5s, and look at this. Ready? Black, red, purple, top 3. That's what it's called. Sitting at retail prices now $284, 31% increase. These is called the grape 5s. Just one basic color. Like that's kind of one basic black, purple. 227, 284, 25%. Now this is just white, purple, widely released, right? These are sitting at outlets. That's why the prices hurt so much. Still increased 9.5%. Now there's a couple Jordan 6s released, but this one was the biggest one. The others were informal, not really real releases. Didn't have much demand, so I didn't even include them. Still 18.3% on the DMP 6s. Jordan 9s, I skipped 7 and 8 because those are kind of out of circulation, just like the 2s. Jordan 9, 30%, but look at the date. This released in December, right? And now prices are nearing $300. That's a 30% increase in 6-7 months. That's insane, or 8 months, I guess. Jordan 11, I skipped Jordan 10, out of circulation once again. These are the consistent winners. You're not going to find these below retail very much. And these all provided returns 12%, 10.7, 18.7. These released in December, still outpacing these, which had a 6-month increase or 6-month lead. So, I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay. Then we go on to Jordan 12s, right? Jordan 12s, look at the prices on these, man. 26.5% return, 15.5. These released in October, 43% returns. Here's the thing. I was at the mall. I didn't know what I was doing at the time, right? Apparently, because I walked past a ton of these. These are sitting everywhere, and I walked past tunnel vision them out. There was like 8 on the wall. I didn't even think about buying them, but I should have, right? Looking back, I should have. 43% returns since October, easily. Buying at retail prices, or relatively at retail prices, and doubling your money is insane. Now we go on to the 13s. This is where the money is made, apparently. Who knew? All 30% returns. This is in the 30th of May last year. The Flints, these were a big deal. They fell in value after the release, nearing around 240, 230. But 1 month after release, they're at 255. Even if you bought there, you're seeing a 330 price tag on them today. 30% increase. These sat below retail. These were discounted, believe it or not. A retro Jordan, discounted. When retail's 190, this is 178, and you're buying them for 178 or below that. That's the thing, guys. Any of these prices you see, this is the lowest they were on StockX. But if I were to buy these, let's do Oreo 4. I'm going to talk about Oreo 4s later, but these just released on the 3rd. If I were to buy this Oreo 4, right, if I were to buy in bulk, okay, prices are at 270. What do? I'm not paying 270. I'm going to pay, so ask payout's 240. I'm going to pay 240, 255 to 250. So I'm paying $10 to $15 or $20 below asking price, because sellers they either get this price or any price above it, right? This is the minimum they're gonna ask for. That's the minimum they're gonna take actually. So what do? I offer as close to that number as I can, and hopefully I get their business. They get my business. So this is the lowest number they're gonna accept. This the number I want the closest to. So I'm never gonna pay 270, right? I'm gonna pay around 250. So that's all these returns, just boost them up a couple percentage. Like if you're buying these in a size 12 a month after release, you're not gonna buy them for 300. You're gonna try to get 275, 270 maybe. Same thing with everything else. But with the 13s, right? You're not paying 255 for these or 231 for these. You're gonna be paying 215 and 230 or 240. You know, with these you might even pay 165, and that's a giant return from just September. And these were released in December. You see a 38% gain any half a year. So stuff like that. It's just you ask for below the price anyways, right? You don't even buy at this price. That's absurd. That's not even part of the game of buying that price. To buy it way below 10, 15 bucks. Jordan 14s, amazing performance. Unfortunately, we're only going to see one 14 release this year. But last year we saw two, a 27% increase in 44. But here's the thing, okay? These shoes, you could get them at retail prices, $218. If retail's $190, Jordan 14 Hyper Royal, size 12, 314, right? If you're seeing these for $220 for seems like a long time, like 8 months, I guarantee there's gonna be people selling for 200, 205. I guarantee you're gonna see them on the wall because resellers gonna walk right past them. They don't know what they're doing. They see a nice Jordan 14 looking thing at 220. They're like, man, I'd lose money. When you have the mentality of, man, I'm gonna sell these in a half a year for 300, then you could buy them all up. So we gotta start thinking of what's the future value, not the value now. Like if you have the capital, right? If you have around well, it depends, right? If you have just $1,000, you don't want to be holding shoes because you're going to be making 20% a year. When you could flip shoes one time, make 20%, a week later flip them again to make 20%, a week later flip them again to make 20%. But that's active. This is passive, right? You buy these at retail, lock them up, get them out in a year, and you make 50% or 44% of your money. That's passive. You didn't do a dang thing except hold. Similar to stocks, I'd say, right? If you're day trading, swing trading, that's active. If you're holding on for a year and you make this return, like that's a good return. But you're gonna have to work for it if you're swing or day trading, and that's just active reselling when this is holding. So let's look. Investments to make now. This is my opinion, and I'm going to provide the reasons why. But I think these handful of sneakers will do well in the future. Okay. If not well, then at least beat inflation. That's 5%. That's what I'm trying to do. Beat inflation as much as I can. Now 30% is kind of tall. A lot considering the Jordan 11 Legend Blue, right? Because 11s, these red and black ones, that looks good, right? That's red and black and white. That's signature Jordan colorway. They only really increased 12%. Okay, but that's from 214. I'm grabbing these Legend Blue lows for 205, 210. Why do bigger sizes? So we got a question. Why do bigger sizes do better? Who knows, right? Let's go Jordan 11 Concord. Size 8, 223. Size 11, 264. That's a $40 difference. And size 12 is, who knows why it's discounted, 240. But size 13, 270. Size 11 and a half, 275. Let's go to, Jordan 13. So that was our best performer for last year, the Flints. Was it the Flints? Right. I guess these were Hyper Royals. Okay. Now size 8 is 240. That's still $40 above retail when these are sitting at retail prices. 219. That's retail. So you're still making money, but compared to a size 13, you can make $130 more, $120 more. It's actually funny looking at this chart. You could see when people got their stimulus checks in March. $400 for this pair, now going for $350. But yeah, size 13 is $50 more than size 11, which is $50 more than size 9. So 11 through 13 kind of stays undefeated, right? In that range, the higher the better usually. So let's look at something not doing so well, right? The 5s. No, the 5s are pretty good. 3s. Okay. These 3s, let's look in laser orange. Laser orange 3s, we have a size 9 women's, which is 7.5 men for $250, or size 10.5 men or 12 women's for $345. Who knows why that is? Bigger sizes do better. It makes sense in women's shoes because men do have bigger feet and they tend to wear Jordans more. And a size 13 dude won't even be able to buy these shoes. They're not made his size. When sizes are expanded, let's check these. I know the sizes are expanded in this shoe, off-white 4s, right? Okay. Size 7 in these is a 5.5 men's. Okay. When a size 13.5 is a 12 men's. Now the price does seem like it started off high as well, because that makes sense, right? Men wear these shoes more than women. Here's a Jordan that's discounted right now, 156. That's under retail, but in men's, it's in above retail. Women, it's under. Men's, same. It's women's sizes, but it's men's size ranges over. And that just makes sense. Like, the more people that wear the shoes are men, so those sizes would work out to be more. Okay. So in my opinion, I see these being around 250, and that's 20-something% growth within the year. And if I could buy, there's a choice for me to buy like 100 of them because there's a lot of them made, and that's just easy money if I hold. But I'm trying to get like 20 pairs of those and just keep them, just hold off on them. Same with these. Actually, I'm not too sure about these, but let's do some research, right? Jordan 6, and this is how I researched these, right? This is where the prices are now. They're sitting at 210. Here's a red version, the infrared 6s. Same colorway, just these are red, these are green. This is kind of yellow. Well, this is clear. Okay, let's check these prices. Size 13, 475. Lots of growth, sitting at retail prices back in 2019. Now that is 2 years, but even a year ago, it was at 370. Okay, so if I check these 6s out, I see 224. yeah, I do think these will do well for sure. I could see these at 300. Make your mind up if you want. But there is a Jordan 6 UNC coming out later this year, I think. So we could wait for those as well because those will do good. So yeah, my buy price is 210, 215. That's, you know, $15 under ask for most sizes. And I see them being at 300 faster than that will for sure. But I do see these winning out of this bunch. Maybe not the 4s, but the Raging Bull 5s. Let's look into these. Okay. Now prices are more expensive on here already, like size 8 and 9. You know,
On fait plus attention. Mais même bête, c'est
when sizes 11 through 13 are at 240, 250 maybe. So the buy price will be higher, right? 220, 225. I think that's fair. 230 even. But the same sizes remains, and I see these being at 300 as well within the next year. Now these will be a little slower because this is not the most attractive colorway, but we did see 13s return the most out of any Jordan. And I would say this is not attractive at all, right? Like if I saw those in store, I would not even look twice. Blue, gray, and black seem to be the type to do it, but these are considered flints, right? And this is just the red version of them. Same shoe, just different, blue and red. And that's sitting pretty dang slim. Prices are very low on these. When a size 11 is 218, and if I sell those, if I buy them here and sell them there, I lose money because I got tax, right? So keep that in mind. I could probably get a couple pairs for like 210, 215 or 208 around there. So the whole thing of this, right, is grabbing pairs in bulk, right? You don't want to grab one pair, wait a year and make $50. You want to grab 10 pairs, wait a year and make 500 at least. So the only way to do that is have connections, which I'll talk about, but connections and bulk connections is everything. So if you guys want, for those watching, I could start in the Wealth Squad. I could start saying like, hey, I got a seller for 8 pairs of, you know, Jordan 6 electric greens for 215. And I could connect some buyers to sellers. If you'd like, in the chat, you could say if that's a good plan or not. I could start looking for that. But I think that's very useful. That's how I use my Instagram, right? Follow me on Instagram, MoneyBro.jb. You can see what I'm buying. But I've been buying these 4 and only a couple sellers and not much sellers with these 5s. Okay, so I'm getting sweets. Yeah. Awesome. All right, so I can do that. I'll start setting up some deals. Hopefully we can make some money together. But anyways, these 4 Oreos, right? They released the 3rd. Let's check the prices out. We already kind of did, but so prices are sitting at 270. Okay. If I was a bulk buyer, I would not buy at 270. Okay. These could be 300 next year. That's a measly 10% gain, but it's still a gain, right? I would want to buy at a lower price. Okay. So 11's at 269. The seller, if they sell in stock X, would be getting 240. Size 13, 275. 245 basically. That's the minimum. So what I would do, I'd be like, hey, I'm buying every pair size 11 through 13 for 250. Now I won't get much action, or I won't get much people buying at all, right? Biting. So I'd have to increase my price because these are in demand, right? It's not like Jordan 13. Those are not in demand. They weren't, at least. But these are. is it's a Jordan 4, it looks good, and it's a recent release. So this is harder, right? Because people are going to ask for more prices. They're going to be asking for 260, 265 even. Or they may be charging like 280. When we look at StockX and it's 270, we're like, what? But they don't care. They just want the most, and I respect that. But if we want to make money, we got to buy low. So at these prices, heck nah, no. But at below 245, if I wait a month, okay, and these are at 230, you better believe I'm breaking the bank, right? There's no way these 4s are going to stay at 230 for a year. I will break the bank if these go 230, 240-ish, but they probably, actually I have no idea, like who knows, but I hope they do, because 270 is too high to buy in. So these investments to make now, I feel like the best one to make is the one you're most comfortable with. If, like, I'm going to range them, right, and safest to riskiest at these prices. Safest would be tied with the Flints and the 11 lows, because rarely do 11 lows not move in a year. Okay, we've seen that. They move, not very much. And these are such at a low price that you're buying them for retail, essentially. If you're paying 205, you're paying below what I would pay at my local mall. And then it goes buying these at 220. I don't know, man. It's tough. These would be the least riskiest, the 11 lows, 13 red Flints. These would be second or third, I'd say, least riskiest, because you buy for 220, it's a Jordan 5, and it's red. Red is a good color to have, right? We've seen it with here. That's all red, black. It's red, black. And it's a 5. Fives have done amazing. 31, 25. Let's disregard that. But these two have been same thing. And then these, because it kind of doesn't look too good with the yellow already under bottom. And then, of course, you're not going to lose money buying these at 245 if you wait a year. So, do it on your risk tolerance. If you want to start with the 11 lows, make sure you get for a low price. Same with the red Flints. Try for the lowest price you can, like 205. Anywhere from under 210 is good. And then Raging Bulls at 220. Electric Greens at 210, and then Oreo 4s 245. Now, these are already released, right? But these are not. This is what's coming out within the year. So these are coming out the 10th. Okay, we have seen Jordan 3s not doing so hot. Okay, 15%, 11%, 8%. But here's the thing. This is what makes retail to resell so enticing. If we could get these all at retail, which we probably could, if you enter in raffles, if you know some people, you could get all these at retail. 12s, go for retail, right? 237, that would be a little hard, easy to get. Same thing. I walk past so much of these, it kills me. But I see same thing happening with Jordan 12 Twist, Jordan 12 Utility, and these are dropping later in the year. I see this being amazing. Okay, if these are at retail prices, I'm also breaking the bank, right? 230 to 250. 250 is steep, but 230 is around retail price. But yeah, that just looks good. Blue, white, and then blue under bottom. Dark blue, actually. Instead of gray here and blue here, we're looking at a darker blue, obsidian blue. But yeah, I see those doing well. And these Jordan 5 total orange, if you look this is how I found these, right? I'll show you. So I looked up Jordan. I scrolled down, release date, and this is how I found what's going on. I know the 3s, the Twists are coming out 24th. That will fall soon. We're skipping some 4s, some 1s, and the 13s. That's a high price, but That's because no one has pairs yet. So that'll fall around 230 on release day. And these are coming out the 28th of next month. And then Jordan 5 Total Orange, I just looked up a picture. StockX doesn't have one. But yeah, I'm sure you can get all these at retail. The Jordan 3s are going to be a longer hold, but definitely outpace inflation if you buy them at retail prices. And I definitely think all these will do best, in my opinion, because we've seen it 29, 31, 38. It's insane how 13s do. And everyone's focused on holding ones, right? You didn't do too hot if you held these ones, breaking even. 13s, on the other hand, you're tied with the stock market, man. Less risk, because if you're buying at retail price, the risk stops there, right? Rarely do sneakers go under retail. We've seen that one out of this many times, these many examples. So here's the future investments. Buy them all at retail. Here's the investments now. Buy them 15 above retail, 10 maybe, except for the Oreo 4s, which you're gonna have a hard time trying to get. But here's some additional thoughts, okay? The lower your buy price, the better off you will be, right? Don't jump the gun on anything. So we could see, let's check out like these 4s, for example. Buying at 270, I don't think that's a smart decision at all, okay? Everyone I see on Instagram is buying at 250-ish. No one's buying at 280, 270. In terms of resellers holding, consumers, they buy whatever price they want. That makes sense because these are nice shoes. So third, yeah, these are 280 on release day, 290 the day before. Not wise to invest, even though we know these are going to be 300 plus. Dang, they look good, but we cannot jump the gun. And these are ones, right? Ones are not been doing good recently, so I'm just not even talking about them today. Women's shoes don't do as hot as men's. 7s, right? That's below retail price. That's tough for them, but also 1. 13s, the 4s, and that's steep, right? Retail's 200. These are 324. Grade school would be the one to look into, but grade school demand has kind of died down. I haven't even talked about grade school this entire presentation. I've only talked about men's because a year after release, it's going to be uncommon for a parent to get their kids a year-old release, right? They're going to get the newest thing, and they're not going to pay $330 when they could have paid $250 for a kid, right? But a man or a woman, they don't really care. They're going to pay whatever price because it looks good, or it's in style. It's trendy now. So I'd stay away from grade school. That's what I'm doing. Not really messing with grade school a whole bunch. So we can talk about these 9s. 30% increase, and this is the most easiest investment you could have made. If you were thinking this way in December last year, the easiest investment you could ever make is these 9s, okay? 9 demand has grown a ton recently. Who knows why that is? These were, oh wow, they fell in price quite a bit. But they were going for 300 just 2-3 months after release, right? And they're sitting at retail. I was passing these as well. But if it has University Blue in the name, right? UNC, and they're sitting at retail prices, or around retail prices, I guess. I was passing these as well. You got to pick them up, right? If it's UNC, send that retail, pick them up, man. Easy as that. 30% in 7 months. Jordan 5s, also doing very good, right? A total red color. Red is very in demand with sneakers. Let's look up red. That's sneakers. Yeah, these mids just came out. Fusion Reds, nothing. Chili Reds, Air Force One Reds, all red, right? Tons of sales. Lots of demand. Let's check the sales, right? 10 people bought them today. It's not even March. There's not even stimulus out. But yeah, red is a lot of demand. Like we check these. What? I just saw them. The fours, fire red fours. It's at a strong 260, 250. Nothing but up. So if we see this, add more red, we get this. Fire red. No, I don't know why I even said fire red. Jordan 5 Bull. Okay, these are called Raging Bull, Toro Bull Reds. Let's check these from 2009. 2009 or whatever. Let's say that's a long time, more than 10 years. Yeah, that's not smart. Don't even think about that. But these are sitting at a very high price and they're in demand for a long time. Do you really think these are gonna sit at 220 forever? These are the same thing sitting at 800 a couple years ago. 800, 900 last year. So that's my whole spiel, right? That's what I'm talking about, is just beating inflation with sneakers, how you could get bulk sneakers. I'm targeting these, not really messing with Oreos yet, but I'm targeting these, and I'm going to target all these in the near future, especially that. And these are coming out on the 10th, right? What I'm going to do is, if they're going for, 200 bucks, I'm just going to buy as much as I can and hold them down. Okay. Let's compare this to the laser orange. Same colorway, just this is yellow, this is blue, right? Except that's weird. That's white. But it has that same cement thing, and the up here is blue when that's white. So it's a little different, barely. Has the same type of silhouette, but I do think these will do good in the long term. Easily beat inflation. That's why I said long hold. Not gonna make 50% a year. You're gonna make 20. The next year you're gonna make more because supply will die down even more. So if you guys have any questions, now's the time. Ask away. I will do that bulk thing where I get information from outside sellers and send them into the Wealth Squad. Be like, hey, if anyone wants to invest in these, now's your chance. Here's the price. And I'll have some safety guarantees so you don't get scammed, obviously. But yeah, send in your questions. We got like 15 minutes. If anyone wants to chime in, ask me more information about anything I talked about, now's the time.
What's good, bro? Hey, by chance, did you have any luck flipping any dunks?
Yeah, so dunks, my mom, man. So I'm in Illinois, okay? And if I was in Chicago or New York or like big cities, I'd have a lot more luck with dunks because they have reservations and stuff like that. So I've only gotten a couple pairs of dunks recently, just like walking into the store, seeing them on the shelf, or winning from sneakers. Besides that, not too much, no. I'm still able to make like good income just from Jordans.
Okay, for sure.
All right. Can you find these in outlets? Good question. So these Jordan 11s were sent in outlets. Okay. I remember seeing posts from other people saying that he saw these in outlets, but you could see them on the price chart, right? Wait, no, this is yeah, it's the same one. Sitting at 186, 190. That's way below retail considering you're selling at 190 before 13% fees. So yeah, a couple people found these in retail and outlets. Same with the 13s. Same with these because that's just an unattractive colorway. Same thing except orange instead of green. But these have done a little better. But yeah, still tough price action beginning, walking past tons. Now size 13 goes for 290. Walk past tons of these. Never again. Now I know, right? But yeah, you're gonna find most of these in stores. Very few you're gonna find outlets. Some shoes do appear in outlets after a long time. Like I was buying these off of Hibbett.com a couple months ago, even. And I was buying these off Dick's Sporting Goods within the 2021, right? But they released 6 months before that. So it's odd how things kind of re-release or restock. But overall, you're not going to have to worry about that. The supply is very minimal compared to everything else. But yeah, if that's it, I'm going to end it here. I thank everyone for joining in today. And I'm going to start that thing in the Well Squad where I send deals if anyone is interested in buying and selling. We could get some money moving. All right. Well, that's about it. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Talk soon.